Soul Simmers, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to talk about something so exciting because I made a brand new Notion tracker. Yesterday, Shella released her brand new legacy challenge called Llamas Legends, and it is a D&D inspired legacy challenge for The Sims 4. You don't have to have any prior knowledge of D&D, but if you do play D&D or you have played D&D, you might actually see a lot of little Easter egg, little nods and stuff to that in that challenge. And Shella very kindly reached out to me and asked if I would make a Notion tracker for this challenge. And of course I said yes, because this is such a cool opportunity, and I absolutely love the idea of being able to challenge myself to make, I think, the most extensive Notion tracker that I've ever made, and also to get an early sneak peek into the challenge and being able to create something for you guys that hopefully can help you play through it. This video kind of serves as a tour through the tracker, but also kind of as a tutorial with a little bit of insight of things to look out for, because like I said, this is my most extensive tracker that I've ever made, and I feel like it almost comes with a little bit of extra information that is useful to know if you're curious on how to use it. So without further ado, let's actually hop onto Notion, and I will show you how to use this template to track your playthrough of the Llamas Legends challenge. If this is your first time seeing a video of me, I love making Notion trackers for The Sims, so I have a bunch more like this. So if this concept intrigues you, feel free to check out my shop. I have things for the Not So Berry challenge, my self-written pack legacy, the Black Widow, the Hunter Baby. Quite literally a lot of legacy challenges have a Notion tracker at this point, and I do not intend stopping making these, so feel free to check them out. This one, of course, is also linked on my shop. They're always free, so you can just fill in 0 when you're grabbing it and then download it and then start playing straight away. But let me give you the tour. So when you open the template, this is what you'll see. You see a big test here. That's just for me. I made a quick copy so that I can kind of like show you stuff without actually messing up the original template. All the assets were designed by Shella herself. Also, please make sure to show her some love. If you're finding out about this challenge through my channel and you have not met or heard about Shella before, what are you doing? Please, please, please go drop her a follow. She's absolutely wonderful. Also creates a lot of Sims content, both on YouTube and on Twitch. And she's just a wonderful human being. So please go show her some love. But all of these assets are designed by her. All the rules are written by her. And of course, there's always the link directly to the original challenge on the dashboard itself. So also, if there's some things that you're seeing here where you're like, I don't really understand why that's here or why it's needed, feel free to read through all the rules on Shella's actual sources, because it felt a bit weird to like take that and put it in the challenge tracker here, because obviously that's her work. But if you open the dashboard, this is what you'll see. As always, I tried to make it look nice, tried to make it fit with the theme, and Shella made that job very easy by giving me all the assets up front, so thank you for that. And obviously, as you guys might know or not, if you're not familiar with D&D, it is a chance-based game, storytelling chance-based game, where there are dice involved. Not just your regular 1 to 6 dice, but there's 1 to 4 dice. In this game, there is a 1 to 20 dice that will help you, or that will decide for you how you are going to play through it. Apart from that, every generation has something that is called 2 subclasses, which means that when you start a generation, you still have to make a choice which path you want to walk on playing this challenge. So that means that not every single playthrough of this challenge is going to look the same for you, for other people, and that's why it was so challenging to make this tracker. So if you open the dashboard, as always, you have to the right side, you have your current generation. I'll show you later how you can make sure that the generation you're actually playing shows up here, but this always gives you a quick access to the one that you're playing right now so that you don't have to go searching for it later. Then also below that, you see your challenge progress, and this is immediately the first thing that I feel like I should mention something about, because like I said, everyone who plays this challenge will play it slightly differently, and every different generation with the 2 subclasses has a different set of goals and quests, which means that right now it says a total of 57 things you need to complete, but if you pick different subclasses, this number can change. So I would like you to be aware of that. I also added it in like a little info drop down over here, that based on how you play the challenge, this will update automatically, so you don't have to do anything apart from just play it and use the template, and then this one will update automatically with the right information. But if you open the challenge and then you see this number change as you're playing through it, that's correct. That's meant to happen, because like I said, some subclasses have more more goals than others, so it could be that this number goes up or down based on how you're playing the challenge. Then in the middle, you can actually see your dice board, which is the important space that took me a lot of time to actually make, because I wanted to make sure that not only you could actually roll your dice in Notion itself and you wouldn't have to use an external dice website. Of course, if you have actual dice, then feel free to use those. I wanted to make sure that you could actually roll your dice in here, and that the dice wouldn't just give you a number as an outcome, but it would actually tell you the corresponding outcome. So in the beginning of the challenge, when you create your sim, you're for instance gonna roll for reward traits that you're gonna give your sim. And I wanted to make sure that if you click this button, it will tell you immediately what reward trait to get. Also, this view is filtered on today, so that's basically so that it stays clean every single time you open up this dashboard. This will be empty. Unless you're creating a new sim, then you can roll 3 times, you have your 3 skills, you can add it, and then tomorrow this will empty up again. Then you also get to pick your skills for your sim yourself, but then a dice roll will determine which level that skill needs to be set at. So that's the second button. If you roll here, you can see your first one's going to be 3, 2, and 3. This dice only rolls 1 to 4, so it is correct that you're only seeing 1 to 4 numbers. And again, this shows the today rolls, so tomorrow this will empty out because that way your dashboard stays a bit clean. And then there is an in-game event where you need to roll the dice every Thursday to determine something random that will happen in your game. That is this button, and if you click here, it will immediately tell you what to do. So this one says charisma check. Choose any sim you know and cheat their relationship to make you automatic friends. If you feel like the text is too long, you can always click on it and it will actually open a little page where you can read the entire text over here. As you can see, if you click it, you actually get a ginormous formula. That is also a good heads up. Don't touch the formula. It will break. I can tell you that much. It is one of the most nightmarish formulas I've ever built in Notion. So just read the text. Don't click it and start changing things in here. Just leave it as it is. Also, if you click here on the text, it will open the formula as well. So please click on the date because it actually opens the card. It's just those little things that you have to work around in Notion, but I set it up in a way that you shouldn't have to click on it anytime, but you never know. If you have a different monitor size, sometimes Notion can do some weird things with squishing things together. So I just wanted to make sure that you know how to open it, but you can continuously roll the Thursday dice and it will tell you basically all the different things. It will also tell you when you rolled this, because obviously if you're playing, maybe you don't remember when you rolled a certain dice and you don't remember what exactly happened. This way you can kind of like backtrack yourself if you come back to the challenge at a later point in time of like, oh, when did I roll that? What happened? Etc. That is the dice board explained. You will actually see this dice board pop up on the actual generation card as well. So I'm going to show you that in a little bit. But first, I would like to share with you what you can see on the left-hand side. Of course, we have the important information, which is the challenge rules, which is what I would recommend always referring back to if you have any questions. Then also there's going to be the template tutorial, which is this video. So I'll make sure to link it on the template dashboard itself. Then we have the core databases, which you do not need to touch. You do not need to go in here. There is a bunch of databases that are basically fueling all of this information. It holds the databases for the dice board. It holds the databases for the character sheets. You do not need to go in there and change anything. I just need to have them in the template so that I can pull information from it, but you can just ignore this page. You never have to click on it unless you're a Notion nerd and you want to check it out. Feel free to go check it out, but there's absolutely no need to touch it or change anything. And then when it comes to the character sheets, this is the place where you can basically read up on all the subclasses per generation if you want to decide which one you want to play. So if you go to the character sheets for generation 1 to 5, I split them up because these pages became pretty large. As you can see, they already take a little bit of time to load. Okay, so now that we're on the character sheet page, you can actually see all the subclasses per generation. And I tried to make it as intuitive as possible. On this page, you cannot edit anything. On this page, you can literally just view it and read it. But I'll show you how to actually edit it once you've decided which subclass you actually want to play with. But here you can see the College of Art and the College of Vocals, which is the 2 subclasses for the Bard generation. You can see Portrait and Name. That's something that you'll actually add yourself. There's also the rolled reward traits, which I actually stumbled over saying like 3 times just now. We also have the self-picked skills, which again, you cannot edit in here, but I'll show you how to edit them later. But that allows allows you to customize your character card or your character sheet once you're actually playing with that subclass. You can read their backstory, you can see their pre-assigned traits, career, likes, and dislikes, and I did that for every single subclass. And then you can also see their goals and quests. So as you can see here, every subclass will have quests and goals. And again, you cannot edit it here, but on the actual generation card, you can change the status of all these things to keep track of your challenge. And as you can see, this is also where you already notice a difference. So the second subclass has 4 goals and this third subclass only has 3 goals, which basically means that if you're playing through this subclass, you're going to have less goals to complete on that main goal widget on the home dashboard compared to if you're playing the second subclass in this generation. So as soon as you pick the second subclass, that goal widget will automatically update. So that's just important for you to know. So now that you've read through the character sheets and you have decided which one you want to play, what do? You click on go back home. That easily brings you back to the main dashboard. Once you're back at the main dashboard, it is actually time to get into your first generation. So you've picked your subclass, you're ready to start playing, you've done your dice rolls to get started, then you can click on the current generation or you can navigate down here where you can actually see all of the generations. So we're just going to start with the bar gen because that's where you're going to start as well. And then you can open the generational card. Like I said, I promised you that I would show you how to get it to show up as your current generation. There's a little tick box here that you can tick. As soon as you tick this, it will show up at the right corner of your page, like as soon as you open the dashboard. And from here, you also have a button that quickly takes you back to the main dashboard again. So that allows you to like really easily navigate back and forth. Although I have set up the challenge in a way that, for instance, if you want to roll your dice, you don't always have to go to the main dashboard. You will always be able to do that on your generation page as well. So as soon as you get here, you can see that it's rather empty. That's why I showed you the subclasses and stuff first, because I think that's the way that you would probably play through it as well, unless you've already read Shella's actual document and you've actually decided which subclass you want to play based on that. And then you are faced with the most important choice that you are going to have to make, and that is that you're actually going to have to pick which subclass you're going to play. And this is, I feel like, I think, the most difficult or complicated part of this challenge. And I would like to say quote unquote complicated because it's not actually super difficult. It's just something where it helps you if you understand what you're seeing and if you understand what's going on. So that's why I would like to walk you through it quickly. So as soon as you picked your subclass, it is time to press one of the 2 buttons. Let's go for the College of Arts right now. So once we click it, it's going to ask you for confirmation. I set this up to make sure that people that are new to Notion templates cannot accidentally click it and then realize, ah crap, I've actually made my choice. This way you will get like that extra little verification of, are you really truly ready to start playing through this subclass? So yes, we're going to embark on this one, and then it's automatically going to set up 2 things for you. So as you can see, you have the dice board here, which is literally a copy of the dice board on your home screen. Also, if you're wondering why you're seeing red frames around these things, that is correct. That is Notion telling you that it is a synced block, which basically means that it is taking a view that exists somewhere else, namely the dice board on your home dashboard, and posting it here and making sure that those 2 views are always synced. This also means that if you delete something here, if you delete this button, for instance, it also deletes on your home screen. And I feel like that is kind of the most vital part that you understand, is if you delete things, if you mess something up in a synced block, it also deletes it in the source, which is just a really frustrating thing. I wish I could change that. I wish I could lock this view or make it in a way that that is not possible, but that's unfortunately not how Notion works. So you're kind of just gonna have to work with that and accept it and know about it. Just don't delete anything. Don't change anything. Don't start moving things around, because you'll move it around everywhere in the synced blocks. Then something that I would like to tell you is, if you decide that you clicked College of Arts, but you actually wanted to play College of Vocals, you can delete it. You can delete these blocks, but you're gonna have to make sure to navigate to like the little context menu on the side, click on it, and then if there is a button that says unsync, that means that you clicked on the right part. That means that you're seeing the right menu, because sometimes if you click on it and you hover over it, for instance, you might accidentally be hovering over the context menu of the text or something. So make sure that if you click it, see, now it's actually not showing me the unsync button. I'm actually happy that this just happened. Now you don't see it. That means that you haven't selected the right thing. Just click off of it, hover over again. Now you're seeing the unsync. You've clicked the right button. This can be a little bit confusing. That's why I'm putting so much emphasis on explaining it correctly. If you see that unsync option, that means that you are on the right block menu, and then you can click delete and it will delete it. Same goes for here. We see the unsync button, we can delete it. And now you haven't accidentally deleted the original context. You've just deleted the synced select block from this specific page. So now you're all good. You didn't break anything, and you can just basically re-pick. So you're going to say, I want to actually go on College of Vocals. You can embark, and again, it's going to update the page. And then as soon as your page has reloaded, you have everything again. And then that means that you actually have all of your character info and your dice board, which is everything that you need to start playing. Like I said, on this card, you can actually update things. So if you want to add a portrait of your sim, you can click here and you can upload a file. You can actually write your sim's name, and you can add the rolled reward traits. I tried to add everything in here, but obviously with new expansion packs coming out, we might actually get additional traits. If your trait is not in here, you can literally just type it. So let's add a test trait, and then you can create a test trait. There we go. If it's pink and you're like, I don't want it to be pink, you can hover over the 3 little dots over here and change it to light gray. You can also make all your traits have funky colors. That is completely up to you. Feel free to customize the template to your liking from here. This is also where you can add the skills that you picked. So let's say that you picked robotics and romance and rocket science. You can also delete the empty one. I just have it in there so that you can quickly get the context menu open. And that way you can actually fill the character sheet. Also, if you decide to adjust the challenge here and there and you don't want to play through a specific career, you can always change it here as well. I don't have all the careers listed because these are just the careers that Shella used in her actual challenge. But just like with the traits, you can literally add a career in here. So if a new career pops up, you can actually make it, and then you can just create it yourself. Again, you can change the color like this. This is all up to you. I just want to let you know, again, if you're changing it here, you're changing it in the core database. So your actual character sheet page that I showed you earlier will represent these changes as well. That also means that by the end of the challenge, you can scroll through your character sheets and you can actually see all your portraits and your sims names and everything that you picked yourself. So in a way, it's also going to be really fun to save for yourself as a kind of like a reminder or a documentation of your playthrough, because it's just going to show you how you played through the challenge, which I think is going to be super, super fun. And then lastly, over here, you actually have the goals and the quests that you need to complete. Here, you can change the status, so you can click on not started, in progress, or done, which basically gives you control over how far you are in the challenge, and it makes it a little bit easier to keep track of where you are and how much you still need to do. And then once you have actually ticked off some things on the card, you can always go back to the main page with the button here, and as you can see, it now automatically tracked your progress. So the yellow part is what you've done. If you hover over it, it will tell you how much you've done, which in this case is 3 things out of 57, and again, that 57 might change based on the track or the subclass that you pick for every generation. That was the entire tour of the Legacy Challenge tracker for the Llamas and Legends Legacy. I am so incredibly excited for this challenge. I haven't fully decided whether I want to do like a playthrough on one of my channels or if I'm just going to play through it for myself, but I will definitely play through this one because it seems like so much fun. Again, huge thank you to Shella for asking me to work on this Notion template because I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed this challenge and this template. Let me know in the comments down below if you will be playing this challenge and if you have any questions on anything and if you're excited for it. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I make videos about anything and everything The Sims, from tutorials to Let's Plays to videos about mods and CC. So if you're interested, feel free to check it out. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone!